about. But I'm not sure if you heard her very well, but you know, as it that it's fun, and one of the community ambassadors we have as well taking us through this program. Maybe as is that you may want to be more audible as we go, and yes, so today we have a lot of things for you. We have a lot of things for you in store today, and we're going to be letting you know how it is going to roll out today, right? So we have we're welcoming you to today's session. We're hoping that you're going to have a lot of information that you use to thrive, right? We want you to engage with us because that is how you get the best of what we have for you today, right? So how are you going to engage with us? We'll let you know. And we have our check-in activity. If you know us, we are a fun community. We do hard things as well as have fun while we are doing hard things. So we want you to turn up your energy. So give us that energy in the chat. Give us a fire emoji, the love emoji, however it is. So you're feeling it, yes. We want to see all of those energies right now. So we want you to also stay alert, ensure that you don't miss anything from this session. You don't want to, our guests today, you drop them on Slido link, and most importantly, you have to engage, right? And be ready to have fun because we are all about learning. We're all about the fun as well, right? So what is our check-in today? Who is ready? Now I'm going to go to the chat, as is that you can look at the chat as well. Let's go to the chat and see what our learners have to say. So what has 4 letters? Sometimes 9, but never 5. What has 4 letters? Sometimes 9, but never 5. Okay, yeah, Purity. Today is going to be fun and interesting and fire. So our puzzle word today. What has 4 letters? Sometimes 9, but never 5. Abiodun. Letters. Nikki, I see you. Sometimes.
What?
Sometimes never. Okay. Interesting. Miss Pa, you just come in. You love the music. Oh, okay. I hope you got the title and the artist so you can play it over and over again.
Bank has 4 letters and never 5, but sometimes 9. Really?
Purity, does that make sense? Okay. Purity says bank. DN says what?
Jacqueline said, I guess it's stable. Oh.
Wow, this is interesting. Okay, so I'm going to give you a hint. This is not a question. It is a literal statement, all right? So who's getting it now? I think somebody got it.
No, I don't think so.
I think somebody did get it.
Oh, so, someone got it. DN got it.
DN got it. Okay.
Yeah. So it is what?
I see Beatrice Okafor got it. I see, okay. Interesting. Angel Adi was the first to get it. So this is a literal statement. So it is not a question. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got you right there. Okay. Azizat, what do we have today?
Okay, so we are taking you through client management and finding opportunities, And, you have to think about it. What do you want to take away from here today? Drop your questions on Slido and we'll have people work on it. And our guest is there to give you insight into this topic. So bring the energy, bring your questions, and yeah, that's what you need today. So meet our guest. So we say hello to our guest. Welcome to our guest in our language. I'm from Nigeria, from the Yoruba tribe. So we say Kabo, and from Lagos, we say Kiki Day because I'm a worry. So tell us in the chat how you say welcome in your language. We have lots of cultural diversity in Africa. So welcome to our guest. Tell us how you say welcome in your language. Steph, how do you say
Yeah.
welcome?
Currently, like right now, my language is Swahili because I'm representing Kenya and Rwanda. So, how do we say welcome? We say karibu. So, I think karibu is so popular right now among the ALX learners, but this is how we say welcome. So, we are saying to Erica, karibu.
Karibu, Karibu,
Yeah.
Karibu,
Oh, I
Karibu.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so a lot of
Yeah, so
Karibu
we
in
are
the
actually
chat.
representing in the charts. I say a lot of Caribou. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, and in my mother's native tongue, we said no. I see somebody said no. That's how to say
yeah.
welcome in Igbo.
I see a lot
Yes.
of Igbo. Yeah, that's the Igbo tribe from
Yeah.
Nigeria. And a lot of Karibu, Titambe, Zimbabwe, Shona language. So a lot. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So we are welcoming our guests. Thank you so much. Keep it coming. Keep the emojis coming. So our guest today is Erica Ndege. And yeah, she's part of Sun Technologies. She's a community and program experience professional who is keen on leveraging human-centered design, research, and data analytics to create impactful experience for online and offline learning communities. So welcome, Erica, as she goes in depth to introduce who she is to you guys. So welcome. Give me those fire emojis. Give me those emojis on the chat. Turn up the energy as we welcome Erica Ndege. Welcome, Erica.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the very warm welcome, even from the learners. I really appreciate it. So I am also a native Swahili speaker. So now that you said welcome, I will say asante in my language, which means thank you. And I'm very happy to be here. I cannot wait to have a fun interaction with you guys, and hopefully I'll be able to you'll be able to leave this session with something useful. I hope it will be a good use of everyone's time. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, Erica. So we're going to dive into the fire chat with you. We have questions that we know our learners are going to benefit from that. So starting up, Erica, my first question goes, client management strategies. So what strategies have you found most effective for managing client relationship, especially in a fast-paced industry like Sun Technologies?
Nice. I like how we're diving right into business. I was hoping I'd have like a cool intro for myself.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so my second name is Ndege. That's my surname. If you speak Swahili, Ndege means a bird or a plane, so something that flies. And
Oh,
then
okay.
so I like to tell people, you can call me, my name is Erica, but you can call me Ndege because I'm fly. And that's just, something to take out. If you take if you don't take if you don't remember
Beautiful.
anything else, please remember that part. I'm also gonna say that maybe to just give a little bit more context about my background in the virtual assistant program is that I was in the pilot cohort, and I got to have like real world experience working with real clients. I was the virtual assistant or the executive assistant to the managing director of it. At the time it was called the room. So you can imagine the type of people he was interacting with. So I really that's the kind of background I have, and I know things keeps changing. Now the world is very tech heavy, but again, I'm gonna hope that we will have I'll be able to share something that is relevant to all the current VA learners. So just to quickly jump into your question, like I said, I used to work with different types of clients and even internal team members who are like up there working on different projects. And so in order to manage all of those clients, I had to have like first of all, a clear planner. We use different programming tools or planning project management tools like Asana here. You could find any that work for you. Some people use ClickUp. And now that we have so many more now that we have AI. So my first step, I like to be organized, so I made sure to have a project planner. And the other thing that is really important in managing different types of clients is making sure that you're understanding it. Right? And if especially if you're from different teams, different companies, your company needs are very different from what as would have, for example. So I would first make sure in each of the of the projects, I make sure I understand the pain points, I understand what kind of industry you're coming from, and what is it that you wish to accomplish with the project that you're doing. And then something that I found very important is once I've understood your need as a client, I try to find like a middle ground where we can relate on a personal level. So building that personal rapport really went a long way in helping me have like make my relationships feel personal with each of them. So I know those are different points that I've said, so I'll just quickly recap. It's make sure that you have a project plan for each client that you're working with, understanding their pain points, understanding what they wish to accomplish, and then find a personal level where you can interact. So that really helped me in making sure that I'm coming up with successful client management strategies. So yeah.
Wow, that's very beautiful. The fact that you said that the different clients with different ways, and in the VA program, we teach our learners different project management tools that they can use, and in the world of AI, definitely. And the fact that you talked about building relationship with your clients, so it's not just work. You build that relationship to be able to relate to that client. So on to my next question, I would say, how do you tailor your approach when dealing with clients with diverse needs and expectations, especially in event planning and content creation?
Yeah, so you're asking how do I can you say
Tailor
that
your
again?
approach.
Oh, tailor my approach. So I think I preempted it a bit in my previous answer, right? So first of all, have that personal ground, like that ground where you can relate and you can be able to build rapport, right? But another thing that was really important is first of all, asking the right questions to fully understand what they're trying to achieve, which I also said like in my previous answer. So I understand what are their pain points, what is it that they would like to achieve, what are the constraints that they have, for example, if it's a budget constraint, and how do they foresee us helping them, right? So with each of them, I would have like regular sessions where I'm asking the right question and I'm giving them room to understand, to ask me questions to understand how we work. So that's how I was able to tailor the approach with how I was dealing with them. Another thing is I would do a lot of research for the company, for the clients. Yeah, like I do my background, I do my due diligence, because you may say something. For example, you come and say, we have a budget constraint, and then I look and I see something in the news that could inform why you guys have a budget constraint. So for example, if you're dealing with mismanagement, that's just, I know this is just an example, not to say any of those clients had mismanagement of funds, but for example, if you have a history of that and it's not what you told me in the first place, then I at least I come back with that background of if I provide this solution and it hadn't worked for you before, then I'm not really helping you, right? So I will need, we have two tech companies. I'm not going to try and give you the same solution, even if you have a similar problem. I hope that that is clear. So just to recap, I know I can really ramble, I can really go on. It's to apply empathy, do my own research to understand further what your problem is, what the client's problem is, and then be flexible also, because like I said, even though two companies may seem similar, or two clients may seem similar, the solutions may not always be, but it will not be as one size fits all. So that's how those are some of the strategies I use to be able to help me to customize my approach, in how I was dealing with the clients.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was a lot to take in. Understanding client needs, being flexible enough. I think you answered a question I was supposed to ask you of how you balance the expectations of multiple clients, but you did justice to that with that question. So I would opportunities. So if you could share an example of how you identified in base and how you capitalized on it, that would be wonderful.
Sorry, I think you're breaking. I don't know if it's me, but could you say that question again? It could be my
Hello.
connection. Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Into identifying opportunities. So if you could share an example of how you identified and how you capitalize on that opportunity.
Okay. So yeah, so I do have actually a very specific one. I was dealing with a client, and they had at the time, because it was COVID times, they were trying to have make sure, I mean, to increase attendance of their events. But before COVID, everyone was very open to meeting in person. So COVID made a hybrid or online events trend. So that's what I capitalized on. So they really wanted to, the initial question was, how can we increase attendance for our events, for this specific marketing event, while making sure that, while dealing with the challenges that COVID brought. And I said, actually, COVID could be an opportunity. The restrictions we had with COVID could be an opportunity if we do sort of hybrid and in-person events. So I worked with some service providers, and then we worked on how we could have sort of a hybrid experience, so making sure we are abiding by COVID regulations. So in the in-person venue, they would have spaced seating and all of that, but they could also project the event and have other people join online, and the event was a success, or the marketing goals that they wanted to meet, they actually got to meet them. So that's how I would say I capitalized on that. And it made me, I would say, I mean, something as simple as that. You don't have to be Elon Musk to be able to solve our clients' problems. You just have to really look at what you have, the hand that you've been dealt, and how you can turn it around and make it a success. So the feedback I got from that was that the client really thought I was innovative. I really wasn't. Actually, I did not have any background in the event management at that time. I really was just like, how can I maximize this challenge and make it an opportunity? So yeah, at the end of the day, they got more business than they had got. It's very cool to my manager. So yeah, that's how I would say that an example of how to capitalize. Right now, if I could go even further, is how you can capitalize on that. Now that the world is very AI heavy, and sometimes some clients could come to you and say, okay, now a lot of people can just use AI and end up not needing us or needing our services. So how can you help us solve that challenge? And then you give them advice. You say, because I have a background in AI, I have done some research in AI, this is how you can actually create sort of a need for your service using AI, or enhance how you provide your service using AI. So those are just some of the opportunities that you can use, and keeping yourself informed on what's going on in the world will really put you in a position to be a great virtual assistant, a great assistant, a great to really meet your customers' needs. And then again, I go back to really doing research on the type of clients that you're dealing with, and what's really making sure you understand what are their objectives and what's the most important thing to them. So yeah, that's how I would answer that question.
All right. Okay. So insights, it was lovely. It was you telling us, I have my notes to that. So one thing I know that opportunities that we can at. So that will bring me to my next. So sorry for the technical glitches, you guys. Right. Also, I'm using the network, so I'm so sorry. At first, when you're introducing yourself, you said you were part of that were piloting the virtual assistant program. Next question in saying, while doing the piloting of the VA, your approach to client engagement, and yeah, you spoke about discovering this. Would you tell them how the VA program influenced your approach to discovering new opportunities?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So Erica, I think to rephrase
Yes, Laura can take over because of my network.
yeah, while Azizat is working on changing her network, so maybe I can just rephrase. She was trying to ask how did how do you balance the expectations of multiple clients while ensuring that each one feels prioritized and valued, right? So when you have, as a VA, of course, you have multiple tasks you're juggling from this to this, and so how do you balance the expectations and then ensure that each of your clients feel prioritized and valued?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So first of all, the first thing you want to do is make sure from the jump, regardless of how your schedule looks like, regardless of how many clients you're balancing, you're making sure that your goal is to make sure each of them feels important. So how I would do that is I would want to understand. There's something that I learned in the VA program at that time. It was using something called the tiered approach. So what we would do is you first understand the most important thing that the client wants to achieve with that project that they want to collaborate with. To collaborate on. So what would happen is we would categorize tasks by agency. So for example, if the goal is to, I don't know, start a new program, like they want to design a new program, you understand what is the first thing that must happen in order for all the other things to fall into place. So that's the thing I would prioritize, right? So so I would categorize the tasks by urgency, make sure I align with them. Ask them, is this the most urgent thing that must be accomplished? Then they would say yes, right? And then the other thing was ensuring that I'm giving them regular updates. That's the other way to make sure that, to make them feel that you are on their mind, that you are really trying to help them. I mean, you're really trying to help them meet their goals, is to let them know, oh yeah, so last time we talked, this is what we agreed on doing. So you keep that communication consistent. Number three, the other thing I would do it, which was very important, is transparency. So for example, if a client is looking for wants to design a program, let's say the client is ALX and they want to design a program in 2 weeks, and they have a team of 3 people, you have to really tell them, okay, let me manage your expectations here. This is what we can achieve in 2 weeks. This is realistically, this is what we can achieve in 2 weeks. So that kind of transparency, making sure I'm communicating to them my capacity, first of all, and making sure I'm communicating how much time I can actually put into the project that they want me to work on. So the other thing I really wanted to emphasize is that it's very important, as much as possible, to make sure you're also having regular check-ins to make sure you're on the right track with the client. So there's you offering them updates, but there's also getting feedback from them. So I found that was very helpful. So for example, if Steph-Nora, you've asked me to work on a certain project, and then after week 1, I'm like, just FYI, am I on the right track? Is this what we're trying to achieve? Those check-ins really help to make each client feel important. But in a way, in order to achieve all that and make sure that you're not also overwhelming yourself, let's say you're dealing with different clients, is to, again, going back to point number 1, to prioritize the most important thing for each and every one of those clients. So I'm sure there are other ways that you're learning in the course, but those were the ones that I have found to be the most effective while balancing client expectations.
Awesome. So I think I heard a word you said, use it here approach. I think our learners would be interested. Is that an acronym? Does it symbolize? So maybe we can spell it out and know what each of them entails.
Yeah. So a tier approach is more like the word suggests, a tier, like levels, right? So you understand, so you can say level 1 is the highest and it's the one that needs to be prioritized. Level 2 is okay, it's moderate, like we can stretch the timeline a bit on that. And level 3 is like, we're flexible here, if we can complete it in a year, for example. So that's what I mean, like a tier approach. You understand which is the most important thing that I can prioritize, and then which are the other ones I can be flexible with. So that's what I mean by tier approach.
Okay, wow. I see our learners are actually getting it. Deborah, it's okay. So our VAs are in line. All right, so I got that you categorize, prioritize, yeah, and then you keep your clients updated. For me, I think working with somebody, whether virtual assistants, or I try to show that I'm trustworthy and reliable. Very important to me, because if I'm able to establish that, I think it just paves the way for a smooth working relationship, right? So I want to earn their trust. I want to also show that I can be depended on and all of that. So we're working on a lot of things. That's why we have you coming to talk to us, yeah. And so I'm going to ask you this question, very personal, and I think not personal in that regard, but personal in the sense that we are virtual assistants, and we are on the ALX program, virtual assistant program. So our learners are going to want to know, how are they going to transit what they are learning right now into actual work, Okay, I don't know if I can put it in this way, because you did that. You are a testament of it. So you are in the best position to speak to us about it. How do we transit from being learners of virtual assistants to workers? So how did the ALX VA program influence your approach to client management and discovering new opportunities? How did you go from a learner to, having clients that you manage, and how do you discover opportunities as you go?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Stefanora. I feel like for me the thing I've always remembered to this day, and I think it also informs my how the trajectory of my career right now is relationship building. Like for me, that has been the thing that has made me successful in everything that I do. And so how do I leverage that in working with different clients? Like I said, going back to, like, even you emphasized it, like building that trust between different clients, right? So making sure from the get-go our clients can trust me. Even when I have delays, they can trust me. They're like, Erica always, yeah, she has a good reputation. She already set expectations and so forth. So that's one of the main things I picked out. Transparency and building relationship and that rapport with clients. The other thing that I really picked out and has really helped me is I learned from the program. I learned how uh, uh, to be customer centric, which is something I preempted earlier. It's to apply my empathy. So I come here and understand, okay, this client, this is what they need. So I learned how to put myself in a client's shoes based on the things I learned in the VA program. I think, and lastly, something that is very important, it's also the, what's it called? I don't want to call it data analysis. I don't want to make it too technical, but it's very important to have some analytical skills when working with clients. So you'd find that a client has given you a project, and then you can see the trends of how that project has been performing and why they need you to support them. To be on top of your game. And those are the things I learned from the VA program. And I'm aware that since then, content has been enhanced. So you're learning, as learners, current learners are getting even more information they're getting even more skills from the program. But those are the four main things that I can pick up. And I can say I apply, even though I'm not a virtual assistant now, but those are the things that have been helping me throughout. So that's to say the VA program, you wouldn't apply it just here, like wherever your career takes you, you'll still, these are skills that are essential regardless of your journey. So yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So this is a well-rounded information. So because you don't know where life takes you, so we started as virtual assistants, learning, and then gaining experiences, gaining ground, getting those clients, and you don't know where else you're going to go. But these are core skills, that we should have as individuals. And I see that our learners have a lot of questions. So we've gathered some questions from Slido. And yeah, some of them are very related to what we're talking about. Some of them are just in related to VA as a whole. So I think as that is going to come back and take us through some questions and answer the question and answer segment. So Azizat, over to you.
Hi, sorry for the technical glitch. Can
I
everybody
hope
hear
that
me?
has been sorted.
Yes, it has. I've changed my network. So can you guys see me? Yeah, I'm good to go. So some of the Slido questions is it supposed to be pure?
Will work for clients in different getting data analytics or those types of projects. So I would say do not limit yourself. I think applying all the skills you have, making sure potential clients know all the skills you have, it will inform what kind of projects you can attract. So don't limit, I would say don't limit yourself to one thing. You say you have experience being a virtual assistant, but being a virtual assistant exposes you to many potential projects, right? You're not stuck in one niche. So yeah, so the answer is no. You should you should market all the skills that you have to attract more clients.
Yeah, because you never can tell what niche you could niche into, as a lot of places you can niche into for the virtual assistant. So the next question says, how did you get your first client and on which platforms? What are the steps to get a client? So
yeah. Oh, that's a good question. I may not be able to speak to recommend platforms because again, that my journey was a bit different. But I will say what really helped me to land my first client is so when other managers or other clients were looking for virtual assistants, they recommended me. So I was lucky in that way that I didn't have to. But maybe someone else from the team can talk more about what kind of platforms to look into. I think also LinkedIn is a great one for attracting potential managers or potential clients. If you let people know you have some virtual assistant experience or you have experience in doing something that is niche, then that's a great way to market yourself. So, but those are the only two I have successfully used. So yeah, I'm gonna give it back to you. I don't know if Aziza.
LinkedIn. So I am mostly on LinkedIn, and yeah, I try to connect to people on LinkedIn, recruiters and all. So that's how I've gotten. Then recommendations too. I started with volunteering too. So yes, that really helps. So it will take me to my next question. So for learners in the VA, you're currently in week 6, and for week 7, they have to do like a job shadowing practical where they give pro bono services to clients so that they get the experience before leaving. So this person is asking, what happens if you don't get a client for week 7? Can you recommend who someone can work for or something?
I do feel like this is more of a, are they asking, from what I understand from the question, are they asking if there will be any travel?
So I think I would answer that. So if you do not get a client for this, you could always ask a pastor, your imam. It's just to do administrative works where you can help them in inbox management, in maybe creating a plan for their meetings, not essentially someone. That's why we said look into your network. So a lot of people have PAs that you could just helped someone in a meeting where he was launching his book to transcribe the whole meeting. And that's like a great way. So you could just volunteer yourself and yeah, do a lot of things, a lot of people that you can get that from. So I think that is all for the questions. If you I think we have like 3 more minutes to get questions. If you have any questions, please take it to Slido. And you, so sorry for the technical issues. Yeah, thank you very, very much.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and I really hope that yeah, the program team, they have lots of experience. I do wish you all the best. I think my last words would be open-minded, be flexible, be willing to learn. So don't put yourself in a box. If you want to get clients, like Aziza said, that. So that would be my final my last words. But thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. We have lots of thank yous on the YouTube channel. I'm sure lots of learners have gotten a lot of insight from you. So thank you so much, Erica and Dege. And I won't forget that you're a bird and you're always flying. Thank you very much. So, Stephanie, are you ready for the announcements?
Awesome. Yes, I am ready. Wow, that was a beautiful session there. Erica, thank you so much for all of this knowledge that you have shared with us. And we can't wait to start implementing them in our day-to-days. Okay, Lena, so let's have you. Okay, say love. Thank you very much, Erica. Yes, your next clients. All you have to do is be excellent at what you do, right? So let's get some more emojis for Erica. And yes, you'll be connecting with Erica on LinkedIn. So Erica Ndege on LinkedIn, right? So what do we have to do? We want you to keep looking out for our communications via emails and on the portal here. So we're going to be communicating with private messages. So once you post it on the portal, you can tag the community ambassadors, and anyone can just give you the right information that you're looking for. Right. So the question about what will happen if you don't find a client to manage during week 7, go ask Leah. You may call it Leah, you may call it LEA, right? So go ask Leah what should happen and see what Leah has for you. So for any technical issues you may have, look, we have teams ready to support and help you out. So raise a ticket on Zendex and don't feel like I just hit a challenge and I don't know what to do. You are never alone, all right? So raise a ticket on Zendex and ensure that you submit your milestones, all of your deliverables on time. So we are talking about being excellent, right? That's how you stand out. That's how you get picked, all right? That's how you get to be number 1. So you have to deliver and deliver on time, all right? So now we want you to take a few minutes to give us some of your feedback. We want to know how this session was for you. You can scan the QR code on the screen, or you can use the link that has been posted in the chat box that has been pinned to the top of the chat, and Of course, you can also see the link posted again or at the top of the chat. Please give us your feedback. Let us know how this session has been. Now, this is another music. Please, you can check the song name and then the artist name. Enjoy the music while you give us your feedback.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe shining through.
We've got you guys. So it's thank you from all of us. Yes, we're glad that you're on this program. You're glad you're taking in everything that we have for you to become excellent and amazing VAs, right? So thank you for tuning in. Do not forget to use the VA library for all of your resources, whatever guidance you need for all contents and master submission guide. Consult with the VA library. So thank you, and it's bye from here. How do we say bye? How do we say bye again?
Odabo.
So
We say Odabo in Yoruba. So